All right, I've got a massive position for me on AMC short here with about 13,000 shares. Looking for this to head lower. The GME on the left here with the 1 minute, the 5 minute, AMC 1 minute, 5 minute. Just quite a bit off the highs here. What GME was at? What was the high? Hit the 80s. Hit the 80s. It's almost been cut in half. And then you had GME at 1328, high a day. So I think these are pretty broken, and I think my stop is a very logical level above these anchor VWAPs, which are attached to the high here and this swing low and below VWAP. So we've been going sideways long enough that pretty much you're going to find your VWAPs in this area. And then now we're just holding support still with this anchor VWAP from the low. So obviously what I want to see happen is for it to fail this buy signal, this yellow buy signal of 977. And maybe I would add, well, I'm not going to add any more because I've already got full size. But this should just go down. See what else I got? AMC, Mara, that's a runner position. GCT, there's no position there. NVIDIA, NVDL, that's short. Lucid short. UPST short. Took that short based off a weekly anchor VWAP rejection. Closed out a loss on ARM. Just looking at that, I might try to short it again. Yeah, I closed that right there. Now it's headed lower. I was just looking at the hourly chart of that and thinking that maybe it has a little more room to run. Like I wish it was like right around there. But what are you going to do? I've got enough positions right now, and I want to focus on this AMC. I might, if I start to see a lot of volume and price movement come into this, I might close out before it gets to my stop. You know, maybe if it starts to get up here and it starts to look pretty nice, if you get like a bullish candle like this, and then it holds instead of coming back, and you get it like a tight, and then another bullish candle starts to form, then I would close out like right here. So that would be a loss of about $5 grand. But you know, you have some green in here on the 1 minute, but the 5 minute you had big selling here, dollar volume, 189 million dollar volume, and then you came back with 148, so not quite as much. And then you're selling, and then here your buy signal, you've got no volume, no above average volume. So with all those factors at play, I'm feeling pretty confident. I also have another computer up over here, another screen with level 2 and time and sales. I don't look at that crap, but I can see when it starts moving, then it's a halt. But I can also see that right here. So to me, I think it's continue. I mean, I don't see anything that's telling me this is wanting to go higher. I see this kind of as a box formation, and I want to see a breakdown through, this low, and then break down through this low. But the stocks, to me, they're pretty much broken when you're that far off the highs. And all these people up here that bought, thinking we were going to the moon, well, now they're all trapped, and they're like, oh man, I'm down. What should I do? I mean, we'll look at how much these guys are down, right? So they're down, right now they're down 37%. We're down as much as 41%. Right? So all these people that bought in a pre-market, now they're overhead resistance, and it's testing all the people down here that bought. Put an anchor view out there. So, we don't really have much support until it comes into here, but, these people are probably wanting to get out before it comes down to that level. Maybe not. But yeah, here we're coming into some, we do have some support here. So maybe I should be covering some shares to clean this up a little bit. Get the eraser, erase. Now what I like to see here with these anchor VWAPs is like once it's underneath of this anchor VWAP, like low day anchor VWAP, and the main VWAP, what you're here, this purple, turns purple when price is below it. It's very thoughtful. Put a lot of time and effort into figuring out that one. Just kidding. That, like now I look at it like, okay, you've got support. Now I'm looking at levels, right? But I want to see it stay below this anchor VWAP here. I think this is where I'll start to move my stop down. I don't know. I guess I'll put it at break even. I don't like that, but I just don't see, like, if it's going to turn around and coming back above this anchor VWAP, then I just don't want to be in a position. But right here is some support that it's coming into. But it broke this low to 938, but you want to see it stay below. It's not staying below. At least for now. GME. You know, you're below this anchor VWAP. It's like, oh no. Oh, should I sell now? Should I sell now? I got a losing position. But if it turns around and cuts up through these anchor VWAP, I'm going to be out so fast. That's why I might stop at break even. So you got some buyers there. So I also have this other layout here, right? So you had some buyers coming in. This shows kind of a scalping indicator that I got from a guy on YouTube. I made it my own in TC2000. He uses it for Thinkorswim. But where are the buyers? Where are all the apes? Are they done? Done for the day? So right now I'm up 6,600, about 5% on this position. Thinking I'm getting pretty close to wanting to close this thing out. Lucid, UPST, that's working out pretty well. Everything seems to be going in my favor right now, except for NVIDIA. I'm a losing position on that. Probably shouldn't be shorting NVIDIA, like probably the strongest stock out there, but what are you gonna do? I like to short things. Beautiful things. Let's move this down a little bit. So right now I'm using this as my kind of trailing stop loss here, this anchor VWAP. Could recycle some shares. It could, close out and look to short if it bounces back up here. That might be a smart move. It might be anti-greedy. But that's the thing, like if you can short these type of stocks that have no reason to go up and you get a good position, then you just got to wait. It's a waiting game. But if you're shorting something like NVIDIA that has strong earnings, sales growth, and has major catalysts, look at this growth here, right? Well, then it has a reason to come back. People have a reason to buy it. So, all right. So AMC, now I'm up on this position size is 118,000. Now we're approaching low a day, so that's probably a good place to start to think about covering. Let's see. $879. Let's see. Let's say I don't want it to come back. It's like a fine art of giving it enough room, but not giving it too much. Like I don't want to give back. Like here, I'm willing to give back half my profits. I'm going into a halt. Halt. Resumed at 10:40. No, I don't know when it's going to resume. Usually they're 5 or 10 minutes. So that halted because why? It only went down, I guess it went down 10% in 15 minutes. but GME went down same amount, and that's not halted. So I don't know. Like, part of me is like, well, maybe I should have closed out partial, and then I can just keep my stop up here and chill out instead of having to follow it so closely. Because you want to give it some room. So let's go over to this chart layout, which shows 4 time frames of the same ticker. We got right now the 5-minute, the weekly, the daily, and the hourly. And you can see how UPST came right up into this anchor VWAP here. And that's attached to this December 2023 high, which was a lower high as this continues into a downtrend. So I'm looking at, okay, maybe we're making another lower high here, heading back down. Currently on that position, I'm up 2.83%. But yeah, I guess I'm willing to hold that. Mara, that came up into this anchor VWAP here in red on the 5-minute as resistance. But my thoughts are that maybe it's in this wedging pattern and it might come back up to here. In which case, I closed out a majority of this position this morning. So if it doesn't, I still want to have a piece if it's going to continue to fail. Lucid, that came up to this, also a December anchor VWAP failure. But this company is losing so much money. Who wants to buy their car? I don't know. I was at the mall and I did see their cars. They look okay, but I don't know anybody who's bought one of their cars, and I never hardly ever see one of them out there. And I kind of think they're pretty ugly, to be honest. I think if I was going to buy electric, I like most people would want to get a Tesla. Here's AMC. You can see, look at the red volume on the hourly, and it's holding up, right? So you had hourly, you had a 2 up. Inside bar here, doji, then signaling down, and now you have an inside bar. So you really want to see it break that 879 level, and then you can come down to the support here. What is that? That anchor VWAP. That's a possible support area, but if it breaks this 879, then you can start having a pivot machine gun where you're taking out this low, this low, this low, this, and just come right back down. So like bigger the pop, bigger the drop. That's why I'm willing to give back half my profits, because I think, we could have something like that scenario play out. But then again, hey, if I closed out, for 10, 11 grand here and it bounced back up into this area, well, then I could try to short it again. And I would have had banked those profits. So it's a risky proposition. We'll see how this opens here. So let's see what else is going on. This scan here basically just looks at volume. It's like a relative volume scan, and obviously things have to be moving. So you got some price movement, you got some volume. Don't see much there. Then I have my bull combo scan, modified version of what Stock B does. I think I did see SMR on here. That's one I tried today and it didn't work out. All right, I tried it here. So it looked like it was going to go back up, but then I just decided to close it out. Now, I could almost try it again, but I don't know. I think things seem to be fading, so tried it once, didn't work. Okay, AMC's back. Let's go back to this chart or layout. AMC. Yeah, here it's coming back up. Into this resistance, 940. I want to give it a little bit more room. See, had I covered here, now I could be shorting again here, maybe. But I don't know. I like to, once I've got a good position, I don't like to really come out of it unless I see a very solid signal against me. And right now I don't see that. I mean, just one candle here. It's kind of bullish, but this candle is very important. So, okay, here's potential bullish. Are we going to get continuation? Or is it just, okay, or is it going to be failure? So that's kind of what we're waiting to see. Mara, that's failing. GCT. Yeah, you want to short the stocks that have no reason to really be going up in the first place, but then they do go up for a few days, and that's where you can make your money shorting. The stocks where 9 out of 10 times are going to go down. You know, that one time that they go up, and you know, maybe you get caught and you short. But see, now I'm looking at this GME, and that's giving me a little more confidence in this AMC short. All right, so here you got an inside bar, white. I have that color coded as an inside bar. So we're going to try to ride this thing down. Let's look at the hourly again. And you can really just look at the hourly. There we go. See, now you're continuing lower. It's got all this overhead resistance. All right, so maybe that if I had some balls, I could have added to my short there. But we're coming right back, so. Let's see. I'm going to treat this as a swing, this UPST. I'm going to try and swing that overnight. So really should have a separate account. Like I'm going to pretend like I don't see it. My stop's there. I'm just waiting to close out of this AMC trade, and then I'm going to shut down for the day. And I've got hopefully my swing positions set. So this shows you, this is the percent of sellers, 24%, 30% of sellers on this candle. So we're not getting strong buying here. You had strong selling there. So kind of getting tired of watching this. Just out of boredom, I might just close it. Just don't, I mean, with this kind of size for me, like I don't want my stop to get skipped over if this were suddenly to start running up again. No, I think it's close enough that it shouldn't. Man, these things are trading almost identical. It's like I'm looking at the same chart. Yeah, if NVIDIA starts to fade, that's going to take down the whole market. I'm just going to move this down. cheese sticks. All right, well, I'll take the profits. Came back about 3 grand. Was it worth it? Probably not. Probably got a little greedy there. But I'm not going to go long here. I'm just going to shut it down. So it's 10, almost 11 o'clock. Let's call it a day. I got my stop losses set on these. NVIDIA. Let's look at that. At this kind of hourly box. If it pops up to here, I mean, I'd almost want to try to short it, adding to the short. Yeah, I think I'm in pretty good shape. Got my positions I want, so we'll shut it down.